some glimmer of hope. They get their starting point guard back tonight, and Ray for Alston. Obviously, their starting five key, but their bench has been just...
Have two here at home. They would like to close this series out and not have to go back to Houston.
And Alston gets it. The strained hamstring, of course, kept him off for the first two games of this series, and Williams draws the defensive assignment there. Grady on top, picked up by Brewer. One of many different Jazz defenders he'll see. A screen by Scola over Brewer, the rebound by Boozer. And Darren Williams into the defense of Alston.
One of the things about Utah, they run more at home, so transition defense will be a priority tonight for Houston.
Okur with the screen. With the shot clock down to 7. Kirilenko with the screen, and Williams over Alston with the Scola rebound.
So what's happening now? See, early in the first two games, Tracy McGrady had the ball in his hands to wear him down. Now with Ray for Alston, you can get the ball to Tracy in the scoring territory, not make him use as much energy as he used up in the first two games. Hopefully that will keep him fresh in the fourth quarter for Houston fans.
He certainly complained about that with game 2 now in his rearview mirror. Across the lane into Boozer and Scola. Okur grabs the loose ball. He had 16 rebounds in game 2. Williams straight pass to Brewer. Goes into Scola, kicked out. Here's Okur. Brewer's out of Arkansas. Williams played in Illinois. Has a mismatch now. Is Scola on the defensive switches on Williams. And Boozer over Mutombo. Okur can't tip it in. But Brewer dies.
Multiple shot opportunities. Houston cannot do that. They cannot put enough points on the board to give Utah 2 or 3 cracks at the basket. So they've got to do a good job on that defensive backcourt.
McCready right into the defense of Brewer, and the tap in by T-Mac inside, who's over 20 points a game in this series and missed a triple-double by 1 assist in game 2. Here's Boozer. He had a good second half in game 2 with 11 points.
He's been in foul trouble both games, so that really has hamstrung him a little bit.
McCready with a core over him. The rebound by Dikembe Mutombo. Of course, no Yao Ming. Had the stress fracture in his left foot. He's been out for a third of the season as Kirilenko at the other end knocks it away. Kirilenko's defense is terrific for Utah.
Well, he has such long arms. There's Yao Ming. You got to be hurting for this guy. You know how badly he would like to be out there right now with his teammates and how he would settle that game down. You know, moments you could come down and just throw the ball in the post, let him play, and really stabilize this team under pressure.
Here's Scola, who played in Argentina. McGrady picked up by Brewer. Will be a double by Boozer. Alston over Williams, who lets him fire, and he puts it in. It's a triple. And it's a 3-point lead for the Houston Rockets.
Welcome news there. Yeah. 10 of 41 in the first two games for the Houston Rockets. How about Shane Battier, 6 of 8. The rest of the team, 4 for 33.
They need that 3 to fall. There's Kirilenko, and Battier is on him. Mutombo will pick up Boozer. Shot clock down to 7. The double by Alston, which left Williams free, and that's a defensive 3-second violation inside. Watch Alston again.
Remember now, Ray for Alston, in that 22-game win streak they had, played terrific basketball at the point guard situation. Kevin, we talked so much about all the great point guards in the West, and you've got Darren Williams here tonight, you've got Chris Paul, you've got Steve Nash and Tony Parker, and the list goes on and on. Well, in that one stretch, that he was terrific. That's one of the reasons why they won 22, and you can see with him being back in the lineup how much they missed him. He missed 10 games this year. They were 4 and 6 without him.
And here is Boozer swatting into Kirilenko, who dodged the defense of McGrady with the whistle inside. That is on the Utah Jazz. And a quick foul, and it goes on Okur. As you take a look at Jerry Slow now in his 20th season as the head coach of the Utah Jazz. A great career in the pros, and he's continued that as a head coach. He's never been a head coach of the year in the NBA, but Doug, the guy's so deserving of that honor.
And the guy next to him, Phil Johnson, has. They've been attached at the hip for the last 20 years. Maybe the best 1-2 combination in coaching in the NBA.
Brady had the double, so outside to Battier with the 3. The defense by Kirilenko. Another rebound by Okur. And here comes the guy who was number 3 in assists this season. Driving down the lane. Right by Alston into Battier, and he comes up with 2.
I asked him if he's wearing those pads tonight on his backside. He said yes. So when we saw in game 2, he landed and had to go out for a while. So he's wearing that tonight. He actually took a fall there, so I'm sure he's happy He's got that back padded.
McGrady is screamed to switch on defense, and over Brewer, it's Alston who Doug is flexing his offensive muscles early in this game.
And if you look at the tempo, Houston has to be ecstatic. 7-5. The crowd is out of the game, so they've weathered this little emotional storm that I thought was going to be coming here in the first 4 or 5 minutes of this game.
Rockets have been playing behind this entire series.
Well, they can't do that tonight as Darren Williams once again unloads that jump shot. Remember now in game 2, he hit 3 threes in the first quarter, really jump-started his team. So off to a good start here tonight.
So here comes Alston out of Fresno State. McGrady again. Brewer sticks on him with the little dance. Here comes McGrady facing Boozer as well. Shot clock at 10. Scola uncovered. Here's a late closeout by Boozer. And a rebound, another one by Okur, who has collected 4. Williams the other way. It's Boozer, and Timber lets him shoot. Rebound by Dikembe.
Well, that's a shot that will be there for Booz because Dikembe really can't close out on him because Carlos is too quick for him. So if Carlos will make that jump shot, it'll open up his post game later when Mutombo leaves.
Good point. Here's Battier. Here on McGrady. Alston for 3. Darren Williams covering, and Alston knocks down another triple. So he's at 2. He's got 8 to lead all scores in this game.
Rick Edelman told us before the game, if his leg's okay, he'll be fine. He says he's in great shape condition-wise, so he was not worried about his condition.
Okur into Mutombo, a 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Alston has bounced around in this league and has found a home with the Rockets. It was so important during that 22-game winning streak. Looks for McGrady, who's being guarded again by Brewer. Easy done.
Well, you know, it appears to me Utah maybe was so worried about being pumped up.
Yeah.
They're very flat right now. I mean, they're going to have to crank it up here a little bit right now. They're in sort of slow motion to start this game.
Here's Boozer snapping it out to Carolina. A closeout by Battier, a rebound by Bruce, and outside it goes. A wide open three. Hits a 3. Everybody was sinking down low.
How about the second shots again that we saw earlier where they had 2 or 3 opportunities. Right. They score here, they get a 3. So 5 of their 10 points have been on second chance plays.
Here's Williams again, Doug, with an early 7 points, like you mentioned, back in the first quarter of game 2 a couple days ago.
He and Ray for Alston have gotten their teams off to a start. The rest of them have been very flat here early in the game.
Brady dancing on Brewer. Also Okur in there defending. Rebound offensively for Scola. That's important for the Rockets. Second chance points, perhaps.
Now, Scola had 8 offensive rebounds.
Yes.
Game 1, only 1 in game 2 as he gets the layup. So the second shot opportunity cashes in. They had 23 points on second chance opportunities in game 1, only 11, Kevin, in game 2. Because they had 18 offensive rebounds as a team in game 1, only 9 in game 2. So defensive rebounding was much better by the Jazz.
Alston had a nice assist down there as well. Here's a pass from Williams to Kirilenko. Defense of Mutombo and Battier. And here comes T-Mac. The Rockets have hit 6 of 13. Utah's gone 4 of 12. No substitutions in the game yet. We're approaching 5 to play in the first.
Let's see if Houston scores here. Maybe Joey Stone gets a timeout. His team is not sharp here early in this game.
Look how hard Scola worked against Okur to get that shot away.
Well, he has worked hard in the entire series. He's just really struggled finishing shots, Kevin. It's not from lack of effort, but it's for him to play over bigger players.
Utah's got their largest deficit of the series right now. Under 5 to go here in the first. Okur trying to set a screen. Scola comes out with the switch on defense on Darren Williams. Brewer over McGrady for 3. Boozer with an offensive rebound into Mutombo. Picked up by Okur, fouled by him. Well, here is Darren Williams. He did it in game 2, and Doug is doing it here with 7 points on a 3 of 4 start. And Scola important for the Rockets inside.
Yeah, they need him to be maybe the second man tonight, or even the third with Ray for Alston back. But they could get productive Jazz in game 4.
Out of that break, we had no changes in the lineup. Over McGrady, it's a shot by Brewer. Other offensive rebound by Utah. It's Okur. Then they get it back on top again. So Utah controlling the offensive glass early.
6 offensive rebounds for Houston. For Utah.
Okur with the 2, defended by Scola. Okur, in addition to those 16 rebounds in game 2, had 16 points for Utah.
Against second shots, but they have 6 offensive rebounds. The Rockets have 4 defensive rebounds.
It's McGrady with the shot clock down to 6, doubled by Boozer. They swing it to Scola with the pump fake and it's right. Right into Okur. Kirilenko is defending as well near the rim, picked up by Brewer. Now a 3-on-2 as Williams dishes to Okur. Williams wide open. Later arriving Battier at 3.
How good is Darren Williams playing? You think of the young point guards in the NBA, like Chris Paul is doing at New Orleans, Darren Williams here. We saw Tony Parker the other night against the Phoenix Suns, some brilliant young point guards.
Working hard, McGrady, his shot rejected by Kirilenko. It's picked up by Williams against Alston. Lost the ball as he was going up. And that is a Rafer Alston foul with 3:27 to play here in the first quarter. Alston with his first. That's this wide open triple knocked down by Darren Williams out of Illinois.
That's what happens on loose balls and offensive rebounds. I call those sort of relocation threes where the defense is scrambling. They don't know who they're guarding. It's very, very difficult to defend that shot, Kevin. And Darren Williams has finally gotten this crowd involved in the game. And we'll see how the Rockets handle this now as both teams are going to have to start going to the bench. We see Millsap is getting ready to check in the game, Harper. So we'll see now as they go to the benches how this is going to affect everything.
Harpering has come in for Kirilenko, and Doug mentioned Millsap just coming in the game as well, takes the place of Okura. As you take a look at some of the numbers through 2 games for this sensational guard, Darren Williams.
He's been the one constant. I mean, in game 1, Kirilenko and Boozer had 41, and Okura and Brewer only 4, and then they come back with 26 the other night, when only 16 by Kirilenko and Boozer. So the one constant has been Darren Williams.
Brady so far 2 of 7, setting a screen for Alston. Williams trying to fight through it. That's a 3, and a foul away from the ball inside. As Alston kicks it in, the foul goes on Darren Williams for the first time, having a word there with our official Bob Delaney.
Let's watch off the ball here. Darren Williams now. Let's take a check. It's going to be to Tracy McGrady right there, locking up arms. So possibility for a 4-point play.
They didn't put the 3 on the board for the Rockets. Now they have. They've adjusted the score, and at the free throw line is Tracy McGrady. Their free throw shooting, Doug, you mentioned it earlier, has been a huge issue in this series for the Houston Rockets.
They've missed 21 in 2 games. And so you play a 90-84 game the other night, you missed 10 free throws. The game before that, you missed 11. You're not going to win in a game like that. So what they're ruling here is the shot was in the air and released, and then the foul was committed. Right. That's why the shot counts, and now Tracy McGrady will have a chance for a 4-point play. But you see the season free throw shooting, Kevin. The reason they're at 73% is because Yao Ming, who's not playing as their best free throw shooter, he shot 85%, and he shot over 7 a game.
Isn't that something? Houston by 3. They've led by 6. Jazz have been up by as many as 2. Screen by Boozer that opens up that shot for Harper as Battier got caught up in that screen. So Harper comes off the bench. This bench of Utah, I know, has caught your eye the first 2 games.
Well, outscored them 54-32, but you can sort of expect that because the bench guys now are starters. So, in the first 2 games.
McGrady with a foul. Brewer took it hard. This Brewer is playing, Doug, in the same position that Garrett Fisher played in last year for you. The breather on the Utah sideline. Chuck Hayes has come in for Mutombo. A couple changes out of that break, and here's a whistle away from the ball. 3 seconds.
Just to follow up on Sake's report, with those 4 different looks, that's one of the reasons why come fourth quarter, Tracy McGrady has been worn down. Even by his own admission the other night, he said, I had no legs, I was worn out, there was no gas in the tank. Well, that can't happen tonight. He's got to find whatever he has to do with this game that's close. He's got to be there for his team tonight.
And here is McGrady against Brewer. Doubled by Millsap. And Tracy McGrady has started from the floor, 3 of 8. He's got 7 points, 11 for Alston, and 12 for Darren Williams, the game high scorer for the Utah Jazz. Here's Millsap out of Louisiana Tech. Hayes is on Boozer. McGrady is faked out by Harper, and feet inside with great defense by Battier on the shuffle inside by Millsap.
And Millsap was going to go up to dunk that ball, and Shane Battier, 3rd in the league in defensive player balloting. Watch this play by Shane Battier to come over, clean block. Beautiful play by Shane Battier to prevent an easy score from Millsap.
Harpering with the miss, the rebound by Alston.
Well, Rafer Alston's had a great first quarter, done a nice job. Look how Tracy McGrady, look where he's catching the ball in the scoring territory, and he's not using much energy. That's a different sight than we saw in the first 2 games where he was bringing the ball up the floor. He was fighting that guys to attacking him off the dribble, knocking him around, and that takes its toll. This could bode very well for Houston to finish this game if he can be fresh.
And I like what you say, the location. Now here he is, about 20.
It's a catch and shoot. He
And
didn't have to
Brewer was
dribble.
defending, yep.
You know, I mean, he's not fighting 2 or 3 defenders, so the game becomes a lot easier for him.
Rockets guards have 20 of the 24. It's Boozer over Chuck Hayes. Known for his defense, and Boozer comes up with a shot. He's now 1 of 4 with his first 2, including 3 rebounds for the Utah Jazz.
This will be big for the Rockets to come in here tonight in a game 3 and be leading after the first quarter.
Bad pass by Alston, saved by Scola, but the shot clock doesn't reset, didn't hit the rim. It's down to 9. It's McGrady, shakes the defensive Brewer, but Millsap is right there. They've been doubling him down low. Offensive rebound by Scola. Jump ball. Nice tenacious defense by the Utah Jazz.
Kevin, when you double down low, what it does is it opens up that offensive rebound. So as Millsap went to double team, his guy Scola went to the boards. He got the offensive rebound, missed, and then got tied up on the next one. But it opens up a lot of activity. Scola, 8 offensive rebounds in game 1, so critical, but only 1 in game 2. He's got to stay active.
Bobby Jackson has just come off the bench, taking the place of Alston. So with Alston coming back, it really does 2 things. And Doug touched on that. It gets a true point guard to start, and it recreates their bench.
And it lets Bobby Jackson be fresher, too. He's not used to playing that heavy minutes and that heavy workload. So now he's sharper coming off the bench.
Good point. He was 7 of 17 in game 2 and 3 of 15 in game 1 was Jackson. Jackson much more effective in game 2. Now fouls Price. It's Boozer over arriving Hayes. Rebound by Carlos Boozer. Look at Hayes dance. Look at the rebound. Boozer takes it inside. And that is a Houston foul. Battier is on the floor. This is a rugged series. A very physical Utah team is what Houston is seeing in this series.
Well, when you play against Utah, you better start delivering some blows and not just be the receivers all the time. And Shane steps in there, tries to take the offensive foul. The block was called, so Carlos Boozer will go to the line again. Some loose balls and some offensive rebounds have kept the Jazz close here, Kevin. I mean, I think Houston has outplayed them, but the Jazz have come up with some timely scores here that's kept them very close.
Battier picks up his first foul. Here is the two-time All-Star Boozer at the line. Let's check the national TV schedule, ESPN and ESPN2 with Game 3. Detroit, Philly, New Orleans, Dallas, and the Spurs and Suns. ABC Game 4s, Cleveland, Washington. Wow, what a game that was tonight in San Antonio, Phoenix. And Monday on NBA TV, Toronto against Orlando. That will be Game 5.
Carlos goes up the line. He has a very high arcing shot, so that shot can be hard at times.
A 3 by Battier over Millsap. Now he was great from 3-point territory, not missing a single 3 in Game 1. Was brought down to earth in Game 2, but he hit that. Now Houston, Doug, is 4 of 5 hitting threes tonight.
And he's 7 of 10 for the series, so he's been the one guy that's consistently knocked shots down.
6-second difference. They clock the shot clock. Here is Price. He was terrific at the end of quarters. In Game 2, here's a 3 stolen trips down low defensively. He's got a hand on it. It is off of Houston, and 8.6 on the first quarter clock.
Well, you were right. We see Millsap on the ground. It looks like he's shaken up. There's a cut down there with Chuck Hayes, 2 incredibly strong players that really battle for that low post position. But you were talking about Ronnie Price. The other night at the end of the first quarter, he had 5 points that were really important for his team. And then I thought he had a huge shot at the end of the third quarter. Houston had gone up. He hit a 3 to put them in the lead going into the fourth quarter.
There is Price, and Jackson is on him. Millsap against Scola. Boozer got the ball. Scola was turned around, and Boozer comes up with another 2. He's got 4. Here is Hayes over Boozer at the buzzer.
Well, Coach, one of Doug Collins' keys was for Houston to weather the storm with this crowd and kind of take them out of the game. How do you think your team responded? What was the key for you guys to build this 4-point lead?
Well, we responded well. Rayford came in and gave us a big lift, hit those 3 threes. We made shots, and that's what you have to do. If they get a little run going, you have to come down, you have to maintain your composure.
After not playing in the first 2 games, how surprised were you with the great play by Rayford?
No, well, like I said, I think he's always in great shape. I didn't know how his timing was going to be, but maybe banking the first one in got him some confidence.
Doug, the Rockets had 27 points in that first quarter. That's the highest scoring quarter they have had in this series.
Well, they shot the ball well, and when you make 4 threes, the game becomes a lot easier. Tracy McGrady and Rafer Alston, 20 points. So a great first quarter by their guards. And now we're going to keep our eye on the Rockets here as Harpring comes off, gets fouled by Scola. But now you've got Aaron Brooks on the floor, who played very well the other night. The Jazz really struggled with his speed. He had 11 points off the bench. You got Chuck Hayes on the floor. Along with Shane Battier. Scola has to come out now, so now you got Landry. So now you got 3 bench players out there, actually 4 with Shane Battier. Right. So let's watch this lineup and how many minutes can Rick Adelman buy with this team he's got on the floor.
Williams and Harpring, Millsap, Okur, and Korver out there for the Utah Jazz. Beginning the second quarter, 5 on the shot clock. It's Landry watching Okur. Knocking it away. Nice defense by Landry. And here comes Brooks, the rookie out of Oregon, the other way. Met by the defense of Darren Williams at the other end. A screen by Landry. But Brooks attacked so well in game 2.
Oh, he's so fast. I mean, Darren Williams has to give him some cushion, and he got to the basket 2 or 3 times the other night with his speed.
Okur on Hayes. Shot clock at 4. Screen by Landry. A switch on defense. Korver was guarding Jackson, who knocks it down. Bobby Jackson out of Minnesota.
They're shooting the ball well tonight. Passing the ball, bodies are moving, and Rick Adelman has to be very happy with that.
Playing loose.
Well, you might as well. There's no reason to be tight. You can't play tight.
Korver over the smaller Jackson. The rebound by Landry. So 2 good plays by Landry right off the bench.
Well, he was a big part of that 22-game win streak. When he and Scola were playing well together, they were getting about 25 points a night together, about 12 or 14 rebounds. So Landry hurt his knee and has not been the same player, and they've missed him.
Here's the screen. Jackson over Okur. He hits again. Bobby Jackson off the bench with 2 quick ones. And he's just given the Houston Rockets their biggest lead tonight early in the game, but nonetheless up by 8.
Well, again, Bobby Jackson is fresh. Alston got him off to a great start, and he's boosted this bench. So Houston has to be thrilled right now.
Nice screen by Harpring. Okur over Battier. And the rebound is collected by Harpring out of Georgia Tech. Williams drafting inside, working on Battier and on Brooks, and a Houston foul is called inside. That's the one thing about Williams. He is quick to play that point. He's so strong as well. And here we're going to see Bobby Jackson from outside.
Again, moving without the basketball, Bobby Jackson knocks down his first 2 shots. So I would say that Alston coming back has been a big part of this 8-point lead. Bobby Jackson off the bench, his minutes will be reduced. He'll be fresher in the 4th quarter. And we'll see now with Utah, they're poised to make a push here. This crowd is waiting to get excited, and Houston has done a nice job of keeping them rather quiet.
See Brooks and Jackson, what they did in game 1, more specifically in game 2. That was without Alston, who is in tonight. And Alston has had an early 11 points. Brooks picks up his first personal foul. Just getting a thought on Darren Williams, so strong for a point guard for Utah.
And he's got a great change of direction. He's deceptively fast. So it's not just his strength. When you look at his body, you think, well, he doesn't have that quickness, but he does. He's very deceptive.
Harpring is on Battier. 2 gritty players head-to-head. That's a foul. That goes on Harpring, who comes from a very athletic family. He was a terrific high school quarterback, in fact. Chose basketball, went to Georgia Tech. He's bounced around a little bit, including Orlando. Now he has really fit this system here in Utah well. He is the oldest Utah player, Doug, at 30 years of age.
Well, you think about Utah in the future. I mean, how many young pieces they have to this team, which is, I think, one of the exciting things here for the Jazz fans as they think down the road about how long, if they can keep everybody healthy, this team can be good.
Harpring picks up his first. Here is Battier drawing a quick double. Battier working on Harpring. 3 on the shot clock. Rebound pulled down by Millsap, who's come off the bench. Now Darren Williams and Brooks on him. Here's Millsap. Guarded by Chuck Hayes. Screened by Williams. Harpring to Millsap. Around Battier. Knocked away by Hayes once and twice. And Hayes, undrafted out of Kentucky, spent some time in the D-League and comes in with big plays there. Brooks inside on Williams, wheeling in. Landry, who's been very active since coming in. Over Okur for the deuce.
That's the Carl Landry that we saw when this team was playing so well. So now you've got Landry playing well off the bench. Bobby Jackson, Aaron Brooks has given him a nice lift. So this is the Rocket team we saw at the 22-game winning streak.
Williams inside out of Landry's reach. Landry this past season in the NBA at 37-4. One of those 4 losses to Tracy McGrady and the Houston Rockets. And Doug, in the second game of the season for Houston, McGrady was on fire with a game-high 47.
Yeah, actually, Utah started out in our first game on TNT. They won at the...
Ray for Alston. They've got Jackson along with Brooks, Landry, Hayes, Daddy out there. So some of the key components for the Rockets getting some good rest on that bench. They're going to need it the rest of the game. Here is Williams at the line. I know, Doug, you really pay attention to getting loose balls, all those hustle plays that really can make a difference in the game.
Well, you know, Utah is shooting 9 of 28 from the field, so one of the things that's kept them alive is they have 8 offensive rebounds that come up with 2 or 3 hustle plays, so 11 of their points are second chance, so those plays have kept them here only down 6 because Houston is shooting 50%.
And +6 above the arc, and there is a foul, and it was a drive, but Hayes was setting a screen. He picks up the foul, does Chuck Hayes. And that is the first on him with 8:46 to play here in the first half from Salt Lake City, Utah. You see the turnover story. Kirilenko has come in. On a couple screens of court, bumping into Landry. Will not go. And a foul called on Carl Landry, a second-round pick. He is out of Purdue. And Landry picks up his second personal foul.
I was giving Mehmet a little love before the game. I said, Mehmet, I said, you know, I normally see the threes. I said, now you're pump faking and shooting floaters on the run and everything.
Fancy,
and I said, you're getting a little crafty on me.
So here is Okur. And we all know parenting isn't easy. Watching TV's Funniest Family is this June. The Bill Engvall Show is back. Catch all new episodes of the true family comedy June 12th at 9. Only on TBS. Very funny.
Jerry Sloan was talking to us before the game about Okur. He said, you know, the first year here he came in horrible shape and really struggled. And after the year was over, they met. And he said, Coach, I promise you I'll come back and be in great shape next year. He said he did. And his game has really taken off since then because he works so hard now.
Good story. Here comes Brooks, tailed by Williams. He gets it inside to Landry, rejected by Millsap. Jackson with a 3 over Kirilenko. Rebound footboard, claimed by Hayes with a shove inside. With 8:11 to play, he stepped out of bounds. Watch this inside. Great defense by Utah.
This is what's happened with Houston a lot in this series. They've not finished shots at the rim. They missed a lot of layups, a lot of contested shots. Really, that's been the difference in the first 2 games.
Small backcourt now for the Rockets. So you've got Brooks guarding the taller Korver. You've got Jackson watching the stronger and taller Williams. Here's a Williams over Jackson. Rebound is reeled in by Chuck Hayes. And here comes Brooks. Led the Pac-10 in scoring a season ago. Screen by Landry. The drive by Brooks inside. And the pickup defensively by Millsap, who has come in and flexed his muscles. Millsap off the bench with a couple of rebounds. Here's a drive and a blocking foul across the way.
Now Shane's very upset there. He bid on that pump fake by Kirilenko and let him get on that baseline. So that's going to be 2 of those kind of fouls on Shane here early in the game. Important here now, Alston and Tracy McGrady coming back in the ballgame. Watch Shane sort of bites on this pump fake and can't quite get there to seal off the baseline. But the importance of playing with the lead, you're able to give McGrady and Alston a nice rest. They come back in the game, you're still up 5, will be 4 if he makes his free throws. So buying that time, so important for Rick Adelman to be able to keep his best players fresh if they're going to win this game.
Sabatier has 2 fouls. He leaves the game along with Brooks. Doug just told you McGrady got caught across the chest. And Alston back in there. So Alston has gone 4 of 4, a couple threes. He's got 11. T-Mac has 9, 16 by Darren Williams, leading all scorers in this game. McGrady picked up by Kirilenko. What a great matchup this is. Oh, McGrady goes right by, hands his way into Okur, and picks up the foul. So already, Doug, tonight, we saw with the Craig Sager report, he faced Brewer in the first quarter. Looks like Kirilenko gets the McGrady assignment here in the second. Craig, what do you have?
Well, Kevin, you mentioned, Tracy McGrady just got hit in the mouth. Well, actually, he got hit in the mouth in that game we showed highlights of a few moments ago. It seemed to inspire him. I was talking today at shoot-around. I said, you got hit in the mouth. Looked like you might have to go out of the game. He said, yeah, I really wasn't hit that hard, but certainly fired me up. And after he got hit in that game, he went on to score those 47 points. So sort of like a wake-up call for him.
Okur picked up his second foul. That sent McGrady to the line. And here comes Williams with Okur, Boozer, Kirilenko, and Kyle Korver out of Creighton. Kirilenko Jackson is on Korver. Shot clock is down to 6. Kyle Korver, the ex-76er who came in a December trade from Philadelphia to the Utah Jazz for Gordon Guricek. Screen by Landry. Now Korver tries to defend Jackson, and that just isn't going to happen.
Now you've got Alston and Jackson in the game together with Tracy McGrady. This is a much better offensive team than we saw at all in the first 2 games.
Jackson's got 6 all in this quarter. Good screen by Kirilenko for O'Cool. Knocked out Landry. Rebound by Hayes. Utah, Doug, 32% from the field, and the Rockets 47% from the floor.
And Utah's missed 5 free throws. They've gotten the line 13 times. Only 3 free throw attempts for the Houston Rockets. And Utah fouls more than any team in the league. So right now, big disparity for the Jazz. They've been a little bit more aggressive around the basket.
You know, Jackson's got that look, and this is kind of a point that you picked on earlier as you see Alston and what he does at that point guard position. Korver picking up his first foul. This guy has got that great vision all point guards need to get this team in their offense.
Now the Rockets for about 2 years have been trying to replace him. They've run about 3 or 4 different guards, and he just has won that position.
Jackson working off the screen by Landry over Korver. Rebound by Landry. He's had a great beginning to this game. Doing the little things for the Houston Rockets. Calls.
You know it's TNT. Stay healthy. Give him a good show. You got a 2. I've got a 3. It's a 3. 3? Score? No. I need room. You got to let me get the ball in the air. That's all that matters.
Officer infiltrating the mob, and he does a terrific job out here in the league, and a good crew tonight watching an important Game 3 between Houston and Utah. Here is McGrady. He is defended on the play by Kirilenko, and a traveling violation on Tracy McGrady. He's got 9, Austin's got 11. Game high 16 by Darren Williams.
I think they got a foul first before the walk. Tommy Washington's calling a foul here.
It was on the...
They're going to get together. The referees are going to talk here about this. So which one came first, the walk or the foul?
Alston is the one who took it across the face.
And I think Tommy Washington is saying the foul came and then the travel. So let's watch here. And they said there's the foul before the travel. So they called the foul there on Kirilenko.
Yes, they did. Korver's on Jackson. Landry downloaded T-man over Kirilenko. McGrady has now gone 4 of 11. And the other way comes Darren Williams. Utah has started this second quarter 1 of 7 from the field. Kirilenko working on McGrady. The defense, Hayes and McGrady down there pinching him. Here comes Alston.
Utah's not a fast team, Kevin. They're a strong team, and Houston's got some speed on the floor now with that guy right there, Ray for Alston, who goes by Darren Williams. Bobby Jackson intercepted Tracy McGrady. So speed on the perimeter is bothering Utah here tonight as they've taken this 7-point lead. The Rockets on the road.
Looked like there, Kirilenko didn't know if he should pick up when Alston was dribbling on that baseline. Screen by Kirilenko and Korver McGrady. It is a rebound by Landry, who's collected 5 rebounds coming off the bench in 7 minutes.
You look at that bench rebounding. Chucky Hayes has 6, 4 for Landry. So, I mean, this has been a great job by this Rocket bench with the rebounding. Those guys getting those rebounds, and Bobby Jackson with the scoring. So, big lift by the bench.
Jackson tailed by O'Cool. Nice and a scoop.
There's Hayes once again.
And outside, Jackson over Korver. The rebound by O'Cool, pushed down by Hayes, who picks up the Houston foul.
See, now, even though Bobby Jackson has shot the ball well, Kevin, I don't like that shot, and I tell you why. You've got a 7-point lead, 4:20 to go. You take that ball back out, use a little clock. That's a contested shot. So now all of a sudden you give up a foul here by Chuck Hayes, and O'Cool is going to come down and shoot the free throws. So, you know, use clock on the road when you get another opportunity. 4:24 to go. If you're Houston, you got to know the last 9 games you've played this team in the playoffs, you've been behind at halftime. You want to play with the lead starting the third quarter.
O'Cool, who is 2 of 3 from the line. This will be the 14th and 15th free throws taken by Utah. Rockets have only taken 3 free throws. For complete replays of Inside the NBA, to exclusive interviews with NBA superstars, to the best analysis anywhere on the web, visit TNT Overtime at NBA.com, where 40 games and 40 nights lives every day and every night with Doug Collins and our award-winning Craig Sager. Kevin Harlan. 4:24 to play here in the second quarter. There's a fan, I think it's going to be ejected by Bob Delaney. He has complained about him. He has made the security personnel aware of him. And he's going to leave. There's not a lot of talk about the Utah fans here at Floyd Abner as Okur at the line. Can't get the next one to go. Battier. The rebound.
A little covert operation there by Bob Delaney, infiltrating the crowd here tonight.
Once a cop, always a cop, right? Here's McGrady drawing the double. Inside he goes to Landry, who's had a sensational first half, and he got away from the defense with a sweet fade away, and Landry off the bench, 2 of 3, 4 points and 5 rebounds. Playing like he did not play in games 1 and 2. A bit of a concern coming in, but tonight they show confidence in him, and he comes in and plays well.
You know, sometimes you just need a couple good things to go right for you. And Kevin, you spoke of, he came in early, got a block shot, got a rebound, a couple good things. And he's a young player, so he's going to struggle with his confidence. When good things happen, guys like that really thrive on it.
Boozer over Hayes. And Carlos Boozer, 3 of 7, 6 points and 6 rebounds. So it's Hayes and Battier, McGrady, Alston, and Landry out there for the Houston Rockets. Brewer back in the game, watching McGrady right now.
See, really no scoring on the front line right now for Houston, so they could be very aggressive going after Tracy McGrady.
Brady crabbing inside with that dribble, working on Brewer. Brewer picks up the foul. His dad played in the NBA. That's the first on Ronnie Brewer out there with Hartring and Okur and Boozer and Darren Williams. So here's T-Mac at the line. Doug, we got a pretty good disparity here on free throw attempts. 15 by the Jazz. This will be the 4th by Houston.
Well, they've shot a lot of jump shots tonight, the Rockets have. And early in those first 2 games, they were banging around the boards, had a lot of offensive rebounds. Tonight, they're shooting a high percentage. They've knocked down some threes. They're 4 of 8 from the three-point line. But again, Utah fouls more than any team in the league. They average 30 fouls a game. So if you will go and create contact, you will get to the line. McGrady misses a free throw. He's now, what is he from the line, Kevin? 2 of 5 from the line, only 4 of 11. So he's not had a good shooting night.
Big screen on Austin, who did not go out on Williams, who knocks down the shot. He's got 19 points. That is a 3. 35% shooting for Utah, 45% for the Houston Rockets. Brewer on McGrady. Will they double? Tracy McGrady. Rebound inside. Knocked away by the hustling Landry, continuing to play well. Now Alston, screen by Landry. Williams fights through it. Alston for 2. Another rebound by Landry as Boozer could not reel it in, and he throws it away. It will be an over and back.
Like Carl Landry's holding his mouth over there, or his play, and tried to get rid of it quickly, but this is one tough young kid, and he's being helped off the floor here by Dikembe Mutombo and Keith Jones.
To the chops of Landry. He lost a tooth. And so a little dental work will be in the future for Carl Landry, 2nd round pick by Seattle. He's got a brother who's very talented, who plays at the University of Wisconsin. This kid played at Purdue. It's when they've needed it most.
Well, he's got 7 rebounds, 4 on the offensive boards in 9+ minutes, 4 points. So a big part of this Rocket lead tonight is their bench has 10 points to only 4 for Utah. And they have 7 rebounds, Hayes, 7 for Landry, and 1 for Bobby Jackson. So the bench with 15 of the 26 rebounds. So the bench has done very well tonight.
Stoller for Landry, Millsap for Okur. Our 2 changes out of that break. 2.5 to play in the half. Great disruption by Hayes. Now the switch on defense. Hayes on Williams. Battier is watching Cruz. A couple of Duke kids going head to head. Hayes, it's Williams. Boy, Doug. Williams in game 1 had 20. In game 2, he had 22. Tonight, Williams a blistering 6 of 8. 21 points, 9 in the quarter, 6 of 8 from the field.
And the rest of the team is 7 for 27. Tells you how his shooting has kept his team in the game tonight.
Brewer is on McGrady. Millsap may come and double. When they pinch him, they do. That means Stoll is open with the drive. Nice defense inside by Millsap and Williams. And Hayes knocks it away. Great defense by Chuck Hayes. Here comes T-Mac off to Alston. Alston is 5 of 6, and he gets it off to Scola. Working on Millsap. Collides with Boozer and a foul.
When you play against Utah, you cannot go away from contact at the rim. The first play before that, Scola threw his body and sort of jackknifed the shot. You got to take one more dribble and seek out a body, and you got to take yourself and create contact, and that's what he did on that possession.
Boozer picks up his first foul as we send you to our TNT Arena and Ernie Johnson Jr.
All right, thank you, Kev. Southwest Airlines game break coming up in just a few minutes. You're going to get a first-half breakdown from Charles and Kenny, and after the game on Inside the NBA, we'll have highlights of the Magic and the Raptors and the Cavs and the Wizards, a couple of teams breaking into the playoff win column. Now back to Salt Lake City.
EJ, thank you. 1:46 to play here in the second quarter in a game which has seen Utah get the 21 from Williams. That is a game high. Two guards, McGrady and Alston, with 10 and 13 points respectively for the Houston Rockets.
And McGrady's taken 12 shots to get 10 points, so they've done a nice job on him.
4 of 12 is McGrady. It's Brewer. Later right defense by T-Mac, and Brewer puts it in. He had 10 points in game 2. Doug, in 15 minutes, Brewer known for his defense with 4.
Well, he's made a huge improvement over his game this year. Last year, he would not have been able to knock that shot down, again, that flying right elbow that he has.
And that is a foul. A screen by jump ball. Doug, while McGrady has not felt the pressure offensively, he has been setting a lot of screens tonight for Alston and others.
Well, he's playing off the basketball, and that's the easiest way to play in the game. When you got that ball in your hands, especially at the top of the floor, you got 5 different players with all their eyes are on you. When you're off the ball, you become so dangerous, but you can catch it and get into your shot before the help can get to you. So that's a big part of tonight's game. Now, McGrady hasn't shot it well, but when I look at him, I don't see him as using a lot of energy tonight to get those shots.
Smaller Houston team has been energized by the play of Landry and Hayes and Jackson. These guys off the bench have made a difference for the Rockets tonight in the first half.
I just think it's so important for the Rockets psychologically to have the lead at halftime. We'll see if they can hold on.
They haven't so far. Pick and roll, Boozer got it from Williams, and Boozer tried to get another one inside for Harper. That's the 5th turnover for the Utah Jazz. That hockey assist, you've talked about that, especially with a team like Phoenix. Utah trying to put their mark on it right there. We're approaching a minute to play in the first half. Brady will set a screen, the switch on defense. Instead of Brewer, it's Harpering on McGrady. T-Mac tries hard.
Nice little play. Took that shoulder, just enough bump to get to Harpering to get on his heels, and he was able to finish.
No fouls to give either way in the final 45 seconds. Williams is 6 of 8. Screen by Millsap. Harpering over Battier for 3. Well, you talk about the Houston bench. What about the Utah bench? Not only tonight, Doug, but throughout this series.
Well, Harpering has been very, very solid.
There's a difference of 7 seconds. Game clock and shot clock winding down the first half. Alston over Williams for 3. The rebound by Harper. They're going to get one more shot at it going to the break. And maybe take a lead. Williams defended by Alston. Screened by Millsap for the lead. And picked up by Harper. He'll try to make it go at the buzzer. And a foul. Yep, a foul.
In the multiple shot opportunities, when Rick Adelman goes in and talks to his team, he said, guys, we've played great defense. The Jazz are shooting under 40%. It's the offensive rebounding that he's going to have to talk about. Harpering sneaks in there, and psychologically, he makes both of these free throws, and even though it would be a 1-point lead, Houston has played very well in this first half, and if they go in down, it would be the 10th straight game that they'd be now at least is only going to be tied.
Right.
So
Hayes picked up his 3rd foul. Any other thoughts on this first half? A lot going on in this game, game 3.
well, I just think if you're Rick Adelman, this is 2.5 games now. You've played terrific defense. Can you score enough points to win the game? I mean, their defense has been very solid, and they got to shore up their defensive rebounding.
Battier, a quick release. Will it go in? Not at the buzzer. It won't. And we are
Thanks, Raper. 10 playoff games in 2 years. You finally are not behind at intermission, yet you let the lead slip away. What happened with you coming in there being so effective after the layoff?
Well, you want to come out and give us a lift. I told you earlier this morning that the key to this game will be how we start. If we don't get behind, by 8 to 10 points, after the first or 2 quarters, we're in pretty good shape. But we didn't finish the half the way we should have. And right now it's a tie game. It's a game where we should be up 5 or 6 points heading into the locker room.
Doug Collins mentioned that T-Mac is in double figures, but he really hasn't had to work too hard to get those shots. Do you expect him to be far more rested in the fourth quarter?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm recognizing who's on him at times. If Brewer's on him, then I want him to start on the low block and maybe catch up the block. If Harper and Curlinger's on him, then I want him to start out and work them. I don't think they can slide laterally and keep up with him. I think Brewer can do a good job because he's used to guarding wing players. So you want to put Brewer in a low block and take the other two guys outside. He doesn't have to work that hard to get the ball or score tonight.
All right, thanks a lot. Ray for Alston.
The one constant throughout the first 2.5 games. He had 22 and 20 in the first 2 games. Tonight he has 21 at halftime. He's 21 of the 44 points. More importantly, he's 6 of 9 from the floor. The rest of the team is 9 for 29. And Rafer Alston, coming off that hamstring injury, got off to a great start, hit his first 3 threes. And this is one of the things he's doing for McGrady. Look at Tracy McGrady off the basketball, just sort of slashes into the post, nice, easy, catches the ball, not working very hard. The double team gets there a little late, a little soft, and he just turns and knocks down the jump shot, unlike and actually taking the lead. So now with the game even, let's see how Utah comes out here at home.
All right, here we go. Darren Williams and Boozer out there with O'Cool, Brewer, and Karolinko scoreless so far with the ball for the Utah Jazz.
Karolinko had 21 in game 1 to the start of the game. He had 3 the other night, none here, so 3 points in the last game and a half.
O'Cool into Stove, and this jam by Boozer, trying going up against Mutombo, who's out there with McGrady and Alston. Battier and Scola, that sets the 2 teams starting this third quarter. Alston was terrific, 5 of 7, 13 points in 19 minutes in that first half. Brewer is on McGrady. T-Mac, 5 of 13. And McGrady heard from early. Out of focus on McGrady coming into this game, was taking it all on his shoulders coming in, felt like maybe unduly he was being singled out. Nonetheless, that's the role he has, knocked away inside, shot clock at 10. Here's O'Cool, and when McGrady went out on O'Cool, that left Brewer open on the baseline and easily glides one in. So Brewer, Doug, coming off a 10-point game, has 6 already in this game 3.
All he's doing right now is just trying to force McGrady to work hard and contest all of his shots, try to keep him off the free throw line.
Scola, a screen on Williams. The drive by Alston puts that floater in with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
I'm really impressed with Rafer Alston. He's come out tonight, and when you've been out for a while, sometimes you're a little rusty. He has not missed a beat tonight. Got fresh legs and is playing very well.
Boozer by Mutombo with the drive. And a foul called on the 41-year-old Dikembe Mutombo. That's the first on him. And getting that comment made by McGrady just hours ago, talking about what he feels might be a little bit unjust criticism of his play.
Well, you see, it's my fault we lost. It's my fault they get easy layups. It's my fault people in the stands order Heineken's and they get Budweiser. I'm glad he got Heineken in. Those are my keys tonight. So if my keys aren't right, it's his fault.
And only it's not Heineken, it's Heineken Light.
There we go. So if my keys aren't right tonight, Tracy, you're at fault.
Very synergistic broadcast. Aren't we always trying to draw in some of our sponsors with some of the comments made by the players? Here is Boozer. Played on that national championship team at Duke a couple times tonight. He and Battier have gone at it. 2 quality kids from that program.
One of the things that I talked to Kyle Clover at halftime. He said, Jerry Sloan said, we got to start concentrating and making our free throws. They were 10 of 17 in the first half, so Boozer knocks down the first 2 here.
Scola, a screen that opens up the door for Alston. Williams was knocked out, so Alston has 18. McGrady has 14. 21 by Williams, leading all scorers in this game for the Utah Jazz.
That's 18 points on 9 shots. Great production.
McGrady watching Brewer. Now he switches and goes on O'Cool. So McGrady has been active setting screens on the offense, picks up a foul right there. But Doug even looks more limber, I think, on the defensive end. The foul will go on McGrady. That's the second on T-Mac, and this will send O'Cool to the line for the Utah Jazz.
I think Jerry Sloan probably sent a little message to his guys to get that ball in the paint, and if we don't get the scores, at least get the free throw line, and that's what they've done. Boozer's been to the line now. O'Cool, this Jazz team, sometimes when they get themselves in trouble, is they quick shoot the ball. They don't trust their offense, so they don't run it through. And then when you don't run it through, you miss all those little slips and all those backdoor plays that they get so nicely off this. And O'Cool was terrific in Game 2. He really struggled in Game 1, and last year in the playoffs really struggled, except Game 7 hit a big three in that game that was able to help the Utah Jazz break through and then advance on into the Western Conference Finals after they won the second round.
Here's Scola. And McGrady. Scola a screen on Brewer. Laces one to Mutombo over Okur. And it's to Kim Mutombo putting one in. Houston has started Doug this third quarter perfectly. 4 of 4 from the field.
That's what they've done the first two games. They've been very effective first 7-8 minutes of the third quarter.
Sustaining has been the issue.
Well, that's where the fatigue factor comes in with Ray for Alston. They're hoping that's not going to be a factor.
Boozer a screen on Alston. Nice shot by Williams, picked up by Tracy McGrady with 3 rebounds.
But you see, Kevin, the pace of the game right now is right where Houston wants it. It's a 90-something point game, which is what they want. They're not going to be able to score up in the hundreds here against Utah.
Boozer knocked it away from Scola. Wheeled in by Okur, and here comes Darren Williams. 6 turnovers by the Houston Rockets. And the third-year guard, Williams. Screened by Boozer. Brewer to Kirilenko. Doubled inside. Knocked away by Mutombo. One of the top all-time shot block leaders. Number 2 in the history of the NBA. He's got 2 tonight. Over Brewer, it's McGrady from outside. 7 of 15. T-Mac with 16.
Crowd very quiet here right now. This is exactly what you want to do. Coming out of this halftime, you come out, you hit a first few shots, you keep this crowd quiet.
7-1 run by the Rockets right now. Okur the screen on T-Mac, and Brewer tries to wiggle his way in. Does with effectiveness. He has 8 with a little left-handed job inside for the Utah Jazz. T-Mac the other way. Williams picks him up for a switch on defense, and another defensive player assigned to McGrady. One of the few times in this series we've seen Williams on McGrady. Rebound by Boozer. Collects it inside. Doug, he's had 9 rebounds with 8 points.
I think Jerry Sloan would like to see the tempo of the game picked up. It's too much of a half-court game right now at home for Utah.
Williams to Brewer. What a great feed by Darren Williams. His 6th assist with 21 points.
Utah likes to run at home, Kev, and they're playing too half-court right now. They got to push the tempo of this game.
Brewer's got 10, but 6 for Brewer have come in this third quarter. Scola, they were doubling, so Scola was free. Boozer is on the wing. Rebound by Okur. That's his 9th rebound tonight.
That's a shot Scola was making early in the year when he was playing with Yao Ming because he had to play out on the floor.
Approaching 7 to play here in the third quarter. And with the shot clock down to 5, Williams driving on Alston. Snaps it out the uncovered Kirilenko. Battier late with the defense. And it's a 3 by Andre Kirilenko. Doug, that's his first hit. Utah has only led for 31 seconds in this game. Now they're on top by 1 at the halfway point of this third quarter. Here's Alston 3. No good. Williams defending. Rebound Okur.
That's not a good shot by Ray for Alston. This crowd's into it. You got to get a better one than that when the Jazz here on the run trying to make a push.
7-0 run by Utah right now. Williams by Alston.
He did not score the last 20 minutes and 25 seconds. So we'll have to see. He missed his last 13 shots combined in those 2 games. They are going to need him tonight to take this team home.
A reminder, log on to TNT Overtime at NBA.com for more Doctors Looking Good performances with Doug Collins and Craig Sager, Kevin Harlan. Here is Battier working on Kirilenko. Out of bounds with the ball. So Utah in this game from the field shooting 42%. Rockets shooting 44%. Statistically, Doug, anything else catch your eye?
Well, they've got 6 points in the paint now, Utah, after having 6 in the entire first half. So they're going back to their strength and getting the ball inside.
Alston is on the dazzling point guard, Williams. Kirilenko with 3, working on Battier. Rebound by Dikembe Mutombo, who collects his 6th rebound. So it's Mutombo, McGrady, Alston, Scola, and Battier for the Houston Rockets. Alston is working on Boozer. Scola goes inside to Mutombo, who is held by Kirilenko, and the foul. So it's Williams, Boozer, Okur, Kirilenko, and Brewer, the Utah 5. Second personal foul goes on Andre Karolinko, who Doug in game 1 was magnificent with 21. 3, as you mentioned earlier in game 2, only 3 tonight.
Well, he got up to a great start in game 1. He had 9 in the first quarter. Now that's the shot Scola has got to finish. See him jackknifing those shots. He's going away from the contact. You've got to create contact and get to the foul line.
Okur, Scola late arriving, a free by Mehmet Okur. A 6th-year player from Turkey, began his NBA career with Detroit, came here and he has thrived. He leads a 12-0 run by the Utah Jazz.
You cannot fault Scola's effort. He gives you 100%, but he has got to make something happen at the end. That's a nice pass now with he and a little backdoor play by Shane Battier to try to silence this crowd. Again, you cannot fault the effort of Scola, but one of the areas of improvement from him is he's going to have to be able to play against these bigger NBA players in the lane and get to the foul line and be able to make some shots.
Boozer was holding it. Battier, his former college teammate, bumps into him. Foul. 3rd on Shane.
He dribbled right at Shane Battier, and Ronnie Brewer sort of went up for the steal, and Shane did a nice job with a little back cut. That's Shane's 2nd field goal of the game. And you know, Shane's one of these guys, when you ask about what do I do offensively, he said, I space the floor and I'm patient. Trying to give our best players room to work. When the ball swings to me, I got to knock down shots.
Here's Mutombo on Boozer. Tough matchup for Mutombo. What a great move by Boozer. A seductive fake, bitten by deep. 63-57, the Utah Jazz.
See, normally he finishes with his left hand. Dikembe knows that. He jumped to that left side, and a little fancy footwork. We're going to get Booz on Dancing with the Stars here maybe in the offseason.
Boozer's a rebound shy of a double-double. 10 points, 9 rebounds. A good screen by Scola. McGrady knocks down a mid-range shot, knocking out Brewer with that screen. Scola. Utah comes the other way, having hit 6 of their last 7 shots. In they get Mutombo on Boozer, screen by Okur. Fighting through was Alston. Williams with the 2. Wow. He is so hot. Williams is 8 of 12, a game-high 25.
Well, he was brilliant in that Western Conference final last year against San Antonio. He's picked right up where he left off. I think that U.S. national experience this summer was really beneficial for him, playing with Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups, and I expect big things out of him in Beijing. I think that he's going to play a big role in that U.S. national team, and here's a little fancy footwork by Carlos Boozer as he gets the little kind roll off the glass. So he goes on that left hand. Dikembe tried to smother that left hand, and Boozer's got that big, strong body, and when he gets it on you, it's very tough to block his shot.
Brewer picks up his 2nd foul. Chuck Hayes has just checked in for Mutombo. 3:40 to play in the 3rd. It's always been the quarter when the Rockets have fallen. Came in with the lead, but now trailed by 6. It's McGrady and Brewer there.
That's a tough shot. Now, I mean, if Ronnie Brewer's going to make him hit those shots, you'll live with that. I mean, you've kept him off the foul line basically only 5. He's now 9 of 18 from the floor, but you make him shoot those long jump shots under pressure, and that's tough to do in the 4th quarter.
Brady is in the 30 percentile shooting coming into this game to the first 2 games, and over the last 4 against Utah, 38%. Brewer to Boozer, right by Chuck Hayes defending.
16 points in the paint now, Kevin. They had 6 at half. Jerry Sloan's message is across. They have 10 points in the paint this quarter.
The 3 to play in the 3rd, and a double-team Hayes. That means that Brady was free as he went down. Was right. It just took a while to duplicate it when the old-school pair of Stockton and Malone left. Now here's Stockton in his heyday, and they've replicated him with the great play of this young Deron Williams. So they match the point guards right there. Then trying to find someone like Karl Malone. Little trickier, but they made the move when from Cleveland came the free agent Carlos Boozer. Using the left hand like Malone, you just saw. Williams and Boozer.
Yeah, you put that in perspective, but they can do this for 16 more years. That's how long Stockton and Malone did it.
Battier over Holcomb. He just got a hand on that ball. Picked up by Brewer. Here comes Deron Williams the other way. Foul at the other end. And then, Doug, let's go even further. Let's look at, in the late 90s, what this great Utah team looked at. Malone and Russell, Ostertag, Stockton, and Hornacek and the comparative players now.
Yeah, you see the spots, the guys who've been filled in those different areas, and that's what Utah does. They have a system here they want to play in. It's led by Darren Williams and this man in the paint here, Carlos Boozer, and then you start putting the pieces around like they've done here nicely. Kevin O'Connor, the basketball operations vice president, you see it, Booz and Malone, Harpring, the toughness, Brian Russell, Jeff Hornacek and Horver Stockton, and Darren Williams. And off the bench, Antoine Carr, Paul Millsap, you got a Shannon Anderson, a Kirilenko. So sort of interesting how this team is built, and I think the thing we talked about in the first half is how young they are. This is a very young team. Their star players, their key guys are young, and if they can stay healthy, they can be good for a long time. Them and the Los Angeles Lakers, when you look at two teams, both very young, both very good, and could be good for a long, long while.
Little house cleaning moments ago. McGrady picked up his third, and just seconds ago was Hayes picking up his fourth for the Houston Rockets. Boozer knocks it in. Rockets led by 6, 55-49 with 8.5 left in the third quarter. Since that time, Doug, Utah's been on a 19-6 run.
They've got to settle themselves down here, get themselves a good field goal, so when they don't score, it compromises their defense.
McGrady to Hayes with Millsap getting lost. Great pass by Tracy McGrady.
So now you get your defense set. When you score, you get yourself back, and now it helps your defensive presence outside.
Brady's got 5 assists and 20 points. There's a foul. Down low. Down went Brewer. And did McGrady pick that up? Hayes did. Number 5 on Chuck Hayes.
So you got to be very smart. You're in the penalty. And Chuck Hayes, there's one thing with being aggressive, and you want to match the intensity. But you don't want to step out and chuck a guy on his cut like that and let Brewer go to the line and knock down a couple free throws. You're trying to catch up now.
They're going to take Hayes out. They're going to put Landry in with Brewer at the line. Let's rifle through these national TV games. ESPN and the Deuce will give you these game threes. Detroit, Philly, New Orleans, Dallas, Spurs and Suns. Sunday, ABC, a couple game fours. Cleveland, Washington, and San Antonio, Phoenix. And Monday, NBA TV gives you Toronto, Orlando, game 5. Brewer at the stripe. And approaching 2 to play in this third quarter. We were tied at halftime. Utah dug plus 12 points at the free throw line tonight.
That's a great call. That's the difference in the ball game right now is that free throw line.
Landry is in for Hayes. The play here by Alston working on Millsap, who was shoved outside, and a foul is called. Was Boozer pushing? He was. He picks up number 3 for Utah.
At least he stayed away right now from being in that foul trouble. Now he's got to stay away from that fourth. I don't know if Jerry's going to let him go or get him out, so he has 3 fouls going into that fourth quarter. I think Okur's going to try to come in and get Carlos Boozer. Jerry Sloan, I don't think wants him to pick up this fourth foul here before the end of the quarter.
Okur is in, Boozer is gone, and here comes Jackson taking the place of Alston. Utah having a 64% shooting third quarter. And for the game, the Jazz at 46% and the Rockets at 45% from the field. As Jackson came in nicely in that first half, 3 of 7, 6 points in 10 minutes. He got off the score. Look at that, putting his way inside. And that is a Utah foul. So Scola pressing the issue. As Doug talked about, he's got to finish at the rim. Millsap picks up number 1. Scola, you said it so well. He just never quits. He's always grinding inside.
Oh, you love his effort. I mean, even Rick Adelman talked about that. He said, gosh, how can you get upset with Luis Scola and how hard he plays every single night? I think he would just like to see a little bit more efficiency in that lane area. He's 2 for 10 tonight. He does have 6 rebounds and 4 assists, so he's done a nice job in other areas. But his next improvement, his next step up, is going to be a guy who can score more consistently.
He was a second-round pick by San Antonio and traded this offseason to the Houston Rockets. He is a rookie in the NBA, one of the best we've seen here. Price is now in for Darren Williams, a common substitution by Jerry Sloan. They double him with Scola and Jackson. Great trapping defense by the Houston Rockets. Landry gets it off to Jackson. Here comes Bobby Jackson. On Utah's first turnover of the quarter. 18 seconds on the shot clock. And Houston will inbound. Down by 5. Jazz have led by as many as 7, Doug, and the Rockets have had an 8-point lead in this game.
That's what you used to see a lot with the Stockton and Malone era resting here at the end of this period.
Good point. Jackson swings it off to Battier. Late arriving closing defense by Harpring, and a good 3 by Shane Battier with 8. And Doug, he has put in this quarter 5.
That's what he talked about. My job is to space the floor, and when they swing the ball to me, make open shots.
Then McGrady is on Brewer. Scola will be on Okur. Battier is on Harper. Landry is on Millsap. They switch on defense. Landry goes on Harper. And Harper knocks down the mid-range shot. So Utah exploits the switching defense of the Houston Rockets.
That brings a smile to Jerry Sloan and Phil Johnson's face. They ran their offense to completion and got an open shot. That's going to be an offensive foul on Scola. Okur there with a little acting job.
Scola's got 3 fouls.
Well, not only that, but it gives a 2-for-1 possession now to the Jazz if they want to push this ball up and Price look for a quick shot.
And Price drives on Jackson. Oh, you called it, Doug. You called it. Difference of 8 seconds. Game clock and shot clock winding down this third quarter. And we know when Houston goes to the fourth quarter trailing, not a good record at all. Brewer bumping on McGrady. Feeds inside to Landry. As he shoves off on Okur with Millsap right there.
Big stop here for Houston coming up. They don't want to go down 6 or 7 points into the fourth quarter. 4 is a working margin. You get 6 or 7, I don't know if they can score enough points.
McGrady with 6 assists. Here comes Price again, forcing the issue inside, slashing his way to the rim and a foul. Going up right into Jackson, taking it into the teeth of that Houston defense. A very good defensive team. 3 seconds remain in the third quarter. And the foul with Price at the free throw line goes on Bobby J, and he's got his first of the game. Jackson with his first foul. Price at the line. Grew up outside of Houston. He's out of Utah Valley State. But this guy, Doug, especially in that second game, was terrific ending quarters for Utah.
Yes, he was. He had a long jump shot there, and then he got the steal. 5 quick points at the end of the first quarter. Then he hit the 3 right here to give them a 2-point lead going into the fourth quarter. He knocks down both free throws here. He scored the last 4 points to push his team into a 6-point lead.
Jackson good if it goes, and Doug, look at the...
Well, Coach, tied at 44 at intermission, but a 32-point third quarter. How did you pick up the pace of the game?
Well, we started pushing the ball a little bit more. We did a little better job defensively.
They responded to your run. You put on a 12-0 run. What's going to be the key here in the fourth quarter?
Well, we're going to have to execute a little bit better and try to do a better job keeping them getting second shots and layups.
Thank you.
All eyes on T-Mac. 0 of 7. Does not have a field goal in either game. Only 1 point. Can he rescue his team here tonight? If they lose and go down 3-0, it won't be if they're eliminated. It'll be when.
It's McGrady. It was around Brewer. Hustling inside is Scola. He is relentless. He's got 10 points tonight. It's Brewer, Millsap, Williams, Okur, and Harpring starting the fourth quarter for the Utah Jazz.
Jerry Sloan just talked to Craig Sager about defensive rebound, and to give up an offensive rebound the first possession.
Williams the drive inside. He goes into Battier. Now here comes Battier the other way. Battier, Landry, McGrady, Scola, Jackson the rapid fire. Okur in the way of McGrady. T-Mac with the drop. Rebound by Landry. He's lost a tooth, but he hasn't lost much else. He's been reeling in rebounds, vacuuming in loose balls. He has been all over the floor. 8 rebounds now off the bench for Landry, who goes to the line with the foul going on Millsap for the second time for Utah.
So you tell me he's still got a lot of bite in his game, isn't it?
That's exactly right. Hey, you're just doing the game, right? Hey, you're just watching the game. You come up with little tricky things like that. Switch on defense. Harpring is on Battier. Williams is on Jackson. A Scola screen. Millsap comes out on Jackson. Scola into Millsap. The foul. So they're forcing the issue inside.
Very good start here. Scola gets to the basket, gets a score on an offensive rebound. Now he gets in the paint. Opportunity for a couple free throws. So a very good start here by the Rockets. Knock these 2 free throws down, and that 6-point lead is already down to 2.
The third foul goes on Millsap. And Scola at the line. Millsap's picked up 2 fouls in the last 9 seconds. And as we move through the night, let's take a look at what's coming up on TNT. Next, Inside the NBA, where they'll have live post-game interviews and highlights from all of the games tonight. Then the NBA playoffs continue on TNT Saturday. They open for Orlando, Toronto. Then the Lakers taking on the Nuggets. Doug and I will be in Dallas on Sunday night. Coverage on Saturday begins at 2:30 Eastern Time. Millsap picked up by Landry. Jackson knocked it away. Here comes Williams retrieving it. Shot clock at 6. Scola closing on the Harpring. Rebounded offensively by Brewer. Williams. Harper over Battier. He grabs the pass. And Okur is off to Wilson. Wilson the jam. Shot by Battier. And a foul called for the 4th time on Shane Battier of Houston.
Well, I love the way Millsap goes at that rim. That's what I was talking about Scola. Go to the rim like this, and I love what Shane Battier does. You're not going to dunk the ball at this stage of the game. You're going to go to the line. You're going to make a couple free throws where there's some pressure. And one of the things we have to do is keep our eye on that free throw line. That's been one of the woes as we see Millsap miss. You see it's a good foul, but one of the woes of the Rockets have been in the first 2 games. They missed a combined 21 free throws. In a close game on the road, if you get to the line, you better make your free throws.
You may not have felt this on game 1, but in game 2 and 3, do you feel that Houston has measured up to the physicality of a team like Utah?
Absolutely. I mean, they're right here, and now this is where Tracy McGrady, he's had Alston out there with him. He should be fresh. He's got to lead his team home tonight.
Battier tries. Harpring was reaching in. Ball was knocked away. Did they call foul? They did. It goes on Utah. It was a late call from Bob Delaney, who is across the floor. Williams was reaching in. That's the second on Darren Williams, much to the chagrin of Jerry Sloan.
Off the basketball, let's watch here. Darren Williams, you really can't see it. I guess there he is right there.
Kyle Korver has come in for Brewer. Boozer's coming for Millsap.
Utah already with 3 team fouls, so Houston wants to keep attacking that rim so they can get to the foul line and stop the clock.
Landry.
There's 4, so
right there.
The rest away.
Okur picks up his 3rd, Doug. Nice fake by Landry.
So now if you're Houston, anytime there's an available Utah body, you create contact, and now you've got to get to the line. You stop it, make your free throws, and try to win this ball game.
Harpring is watching Battier. There's another foul. It goes on Harpring on the perimeter.
Not smart play here by Utah. They've lost some composure. They've allowed a couple whistles to bother them. Jerry Sloan is not happy, but now his team has got to gather themselves. You do not want to make this a foul fest. And they've led the league in fouls.
And the penalty at 9:59. Second foul goes on Harpring. Here's Battier at the line. Rockets have taken 11 free throw attempts tonight. Utah has taken 29. So now free throw shooting, which has been an issue in this series, going into tonight only 62%. 8 of 11. Rockets more on pace tonight, what they want to see.
Well, now the problem you have is when Tracy McGrady gets the ball and you want to body him, you make contact, now you run the risk of making him shoot the free throws. So, I mean, now it's going to be tough to guard McGrady when he's got 10 minutes here to play when he can get to that foul line.
Over Landry. A rebound by Scola. That is a Houston foul. A shove inside. Battier was in there as well. Battier will pick up the personal foul, and Doug, he's tagged with his 5th.
They can ill afford to lose him. He is their best defensive player.
They switched it. Scola got it.
Oh, okay.
They just switched. Scola picks up the foul, and that is number 4.
Well, they can't get Shane in foul trouble right now. He's got to be on the floor.
And he's got 4 as well, does Battier. Williams driving on Jackson. He picks up a foul. Bobby Jackson is tagged right there. He's got 2.
So you got experienced referees here. This game is starting to get a little testy. You know what's at stake. Houston knows they don't win this game tonight, their season's going to be over here real quickly.
And then looking at foul trouble. Hayes has got 5, leading all in that category. We've had 8 fouls in the last 2 minutes and 14 seconds of this quarter. Williams driving on Jackson through the double. Battier goes back out on Okur. Knocked it away. Good turnover. Forced by the Rocket defense. McGrady racing the other way. Defending was Korver. The rebound by Boozer. Collecting his 10th. He's got the double-double with 13 points and 10 rebounds. Williams into Jackson. To the rack. Harpring. Nobody blocked out Matt Harpring. Jackson into Korver. Bobby Jackson section for 2.
Well, Charles Barkley was upset in the studio at halftime. He said they've had 2 horrible games. So, Charles, you got to a good one here tonight. 2-point game, and Houston playing for their playoff life right now.
Okur. Williams screams. Scola falls. the triple miss. The pick up by Williams. Saving it, batting it back into Kyle Korver. And a fresh shot clock with which to work. Both teams shooting 45% from the field. There's a foul away from the ball. It's on the Utah Jazz.
Matt Harpring.
Harpring picks up the foul. Harpring picks up number 3 and a timeout taken. McGrady has put in 20, 9 of 21. Now they got Kirilenko on McGrady. Another fresh defensive face on T-Mac. Battier driving inside on Korver. Nice move by Shane Battier, who's put in 12. Battier had a bunch in that game 1. He had 8 in game 2.
Saying that in that first game he had 22 points on 7 shots. He was 4 of 4 from the three-point line.
Boozer to Williams, sliding by Jackson. Good pass by Boozer on top. You get a big man that can pass like that. That is something that kind of inverted their offense.
What you have to do is you have to guard him at the three-point line, so it gives you that lane being wide open. Going inside to Shane Battier against Kyle Korver. We saw a left-handed hook the previous possession.
Oh, good spin move by Battier right over Korver. The rebound by Boozer. And updating McGrady 0 of 3 shooting in this fourth quarter for the Houston Rockets.
We've not seen Ray Alston as that here he comes back in, so it looks like they've saved him there for the last 7 minutes of this game.
A screen by Boozer. Korver for 3 over McGrady. The rebound by Scola. He grabs onto his 9th rebound with 11 points. Kirilenko, the isolation by McGrady. They went the double, that went Jackson free. Williams went the double. And a rebound by Okur. He grabs onto his 11th rebound tonight.
Well, that's what they're going to do in the fourth quarter. They make a conscious effort to really run a big man. That time it was Okur over to trap Tracy McGrady, force him to give the ball up.
Boozer a screen on Jackson. Look at the strength of Blaze. He wants it inside. It's brought in by Landry, who's had a very good game tonight. Here comes McGrady into the defense of Kirilenko. McGrady to Scola. Scola running off, and McGrady comes up with his 7th assist. Scola has 13 points.
Now both games that have been close, Utah has won. Can they do it here at home tonight?
Williams driving into the... He's passed by T-Mac here.
See, when you get in the lane there, that's almost similar to what we saw in the play.
Crowd here is Darren Williams at the free throw line, where Dougie is perfect tonight. 6 for 6 and 27 points a game on.
Well, he's 6 of 6. The rest of the team is, 13 for
23.
9 times. But 17 points off those turnovers. The Rockets are plus 12. And when they won in here opening night, they were plus 12 off turnovers. So that's sort of been the prevailing theme in both of the first victory, and if it could be here tonight.
Ray Alston is back in the game, finding McGrady, who is 0 of 3, shooting from the field in the fourth. Driving in Kirilenko, jumping into Scola, shot clock at 3. Great defense by Okur, and picked up by Boozer. Boozer with 13 points and 12 rebounds. And the crowd can smell blood. 6 to play in this fourth quarter. McGrady is watching Kirilenko. Korver. Williams by Alston into Boozer over McGrady. Another assist for Darren Williams. He has 8. Boozer's got 15 points. Jazz by 3.
Where's Tracy McGrady? They need him to find a field goal here soon.
He drives on Kirilenko. On the way, McGrady 0 of 4 in this quarter. 0 of 11 in the fourth quarter in this series. Scola the screen. Alston a 3. Rebound picked up by Scola. Drops into Boozer. And a foul call.
Well, Jerry Sloan's got to be very upset. 2 good defensive possessions for the Jazz, and the Rockets just wanted the rebound more than the Jazz did. All it came down to is a couple hustle plays here. This is a beautiful pass from Darren Williams. Look at that going against the grain. And then there's Carlos Boozer with that familiar left-handed hook shot. Scola's got to step up and knock down these free throws.
Boozer picks up his 4th personal foul. Watch the length of Andrei Kirilenko. 7 years from Russia.
And look at him, forced him into a crowd, and he just smothered up in there with no place to go. Scola under pressure knocks down a couple free throws.
Free throw shooting better tonight for the Rockets, 11 of 15. They've had 15 attempts, 31 attempts for Utah. Scola with 15. Over. Boozer is open. Scola rushing in from the weak side to make the coverage on Boozer, and a foul goes on Scola, and he is tagged with his fifth. This sends Boozer, who is 3 of 6 at the line, back to the strike now with 15 and 12 rebounds. Folks, you know parenting isn't easy. Watching TV's Funniest Family, however, is this June. This show I never miss. Doug, the Bill Engvall Show. It's back. Catch all new episodes of the True Family Comedy. It's June 12th at 9. Only on TBS, and you know it is very funny.
Well, it's not very funny for the Jazz tonight with Carlos Boozer going to the line. He's missed 4 free throws now, 3 of 7. The team now has missed 12. I told you, Carlos has got that high arcing shot. And sometimes that shot can get very hard up there on that rim. Both of those shots were heavy misses. And here the Rockets are with the ball and a chance to take the lead.
More hard, bigger bounce off the rim.
Exactly, it's a heavier shot.
McGrady lost the ball in the pass from Alston. Then McGrady gets it back to Alston over Korver, missing a 3. A 13th rebound by Boozer.
Alston has got off to a great start. You can see as the game has gone on, he's not nearly as sharp as he was early.
Good observation of Karolinko's screen, and here comes Williams. Alston fights through another screen. And Williams feeding Karolinko inside on McGrady. Nice move by Andre Karolinko with 5. A 3-point game approaching 4 to play.
Tracy McGrady, they need him here to find a field goal.
Rockets have missed their last 4. Scola. Alston driving by Williams and a floater will drop. It's a 1-point game.
We've seen about 3 of those little teardrops on him tonight, that little floating shot. And that time Tracy McGrady drug all the defense to the right side of the floor, come back to the weak side, and Rafer Alston with a nice floating shot.
4 minutes to play in regulation. Alston tried to knock it away and did. Doug, when you're McGrady, and you've been in this position, I'm sure it played when something has been made such a story, like his 4th quarter shooting, where he is 0 of 11 in this series, then it just begins to weigh on you, I don't see.
Oh, there's no question. You can see through his career, you know, what he shot in the first 3 quarters, 34 playoff games. You see what he shot in the 4th, so he's had his struggles throughout, not just in this series, but in all 34 playoff games that he's played.
Korver throws it away, looking for Okur, who is covered by Scola, and out of bounds it goes. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and the Rockets will come the other way, led by Rafer Alston with the career playoff high 20 points.
Well, you look at Shane Battier out there. He had a foot injury at the end of the season. He's really limping.
You're right.
He missed a couple games. He had played about 200-some consecutive games.
McGrady picked up by Karolinko. McGrady with the dance and the drive and the Karolinko foul.
Well, you look at Shane. He really is limping here right now. I mean, again, that foot, and they can ill afford that. But watch Shane here. Again, he missed a couple games late, but watch him here. He's hardly putting that foot down on the floor right now. So Rick Adelman is going to have to keep his eye on him.
Karolinko picks up his 3rd foul. Here is McGrady at the line. Now, he has not hit from the field since 3:30 left in the 3rd quarter, and T-Mac a little bit short right there, Doug. Here comes the pressure. He is 2 of 6 from the line, stuck on 20 points.
Boy, he really pulled the string on that one. That one wasn't even close. You think Rick Adelman would have taken this tonight? Tie game, 3 minutes and 20.
Absolutely.
Now, Scola better not leave Okur. Okur loves big threes at this moment, so he better stay pretty attached to him.
Quick double on Williams. Scola, Okur with a great fake with 1 second to fire. Rebound is reached inside by Tracy McGrady. He's got 4 rebounds. Alston is 8 of 14. A Scola screen. McGrady with the drive and a foul, so he's forcing the issue, and Korver picks up the foul. McGrady is 3 of 7 from the strike. Last time the Rockets led, 7.5 left in the 3rd quarter. T-Mac has put in 22. 9 of 22 from the field. 4 of 8 from the free throw line. Another coming his way.
When Carlos Boozer left the floor the other night in Houston, up 2-0. He said, we're not going back to Houston. They better pick up their play here the last 2:40 or they're going to see a game 5.
Alston watches Williams take it inside to Karolinko, defended by Tracy McGrady with a block shot, picked up by Scola. 2.5 to play.
Well, this is where the foul problem comes in. Now you're trying to guard Tracy McGrady without fouling him.
McGrady, Karolinko picks him up. T-Mac. Finally puts one down. His first fourth quarter field goal of the series. And his first field goal since 3.5 left in the third quarter. Houston is on a 7-0 run. On top by 4. Alston is defending a screen by Okur. Williams takes the open shot. A rebound by McGrady, who the time before on defense had a block.
Yes, sir. He's had 2 free throws. He's hit a jumper. He's had a block and a rebound. So his fingerprints are over the last 3 minutes of this game here tonight. Can he close the deal?
Landry, a screen on Karolinko. McGrady hit the shot, will it count? The foul is called on who?
Well, the question is going to be, is Tracy McGrady's jump shot going to count? And is then Houston going to shoot a free throw?
Karolinko was caught in the screen.
The basket's going to count and they're going to shoot free throws. So they ruled that that shot was in the air before the foul was committed.
McGrady's got 27.
And back-to-back jumpers by McGrady, a couple free throws, a rebound, a block shot. A moving screen was, a foul was set when Landry tried to set the screen. And now he's going to step up the line or make a free throw, put his team into a 3-possession lead here with only a minute 42 to go.
Landry at the stripe. Landry set the screen. Landy's been terrific off the bench. He's got 7 points and 10 rebounds. Houston's on a 10-0 run. Williams, who is 9 of 16, slides it inside the Boozer. Puffed up the ball. It's out of bounds. It's off of Utah. Doug, Houston, one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, and they're showing it here in crunch time tonight.
Well, they've shut the paint down. 26 points in the paint tonight. They averaged 47.
Utah, 4 of 13 from the field, and 5 turnovers in this fourth quarter.
Well, they've done a great job defending the paint.
Williams on Alston. McGrady picked up by Karolinko.
Tracy feels it right now. It's going to be tough to prevent him from scoring.
McGrady for 2. And the rebound by Williams, who collects his 3rd rebound. Driving into Alston, outside corner, a screen by Karolinko, and Battier got caught up in the screen. It's a 4-point game approaching a minute to play.
Well, you don't need to foul. Just get good defense here. Still a lot of game here, only 2-possession game. So this is where you have Alston. Let him burn some clock. And they get the ball to McGrady so he doesn't have to fight all those double and triple teams.
There's a foul. It's on McGrady. McGrady was trying to set his screen. McGrady picks up a foul. It is number 4. So Utah gets it back down by 4.
Now watch Tracy McGrady. He's going to come to the top here, and then as he starts to go, he locks up. Right here, watch him lock up, grab the arm of Karolinko. Bob Delaney was all over that one.
Houston, their first turnover of the quarter. Screen by Boozer. Williams feeds Okur. A three. Good! Never left it leaving free.
Especially late in the game last year, he had a ton of game winners. This time Tracy McGrady gets long. Kevin, it looked like Houston was in total control, up 7, had the ball. Hero Okur loads that 3 to send it to pull it to within a length of the floor, not half court, and has McGrady with the ball at the top.
Guarded by Karolinko. Shot clock at 10. Stole the screen. Switch on defense. Boozer watching McGrady. Missed it badly. It's picked up by Williams. They're not going to call a timeout, and here they go, down by 1. Alston is on Williams. It's Korver picked up by Battier. Williams into Alston. By Landry. Landry with the deflection. Picked up by Scola. .2 to play. What defense by Landry. who has been terrific on the defensive end tonight for the Houston Rockets.
Let's see on that play, Darren Williams was going to his left and gets a little piece of, look at Carlos Boozer, actually he's wide open underneath the basket, but Darren Williams cannot see him. What a great play by Carl Landry. Look at the reaction. This is a young guy.
Tonight, 7 of 8 from the line. This one right there.
You missed this one on purpose.
Yes, right.
Missed this one on purpose because 0.3 of a second goes off automatically. There's the way for Alston. You got to hit the rim. Oh, he hit it. Oh, that's left.
Position. Williams will inbound. Intercepted by Deep. And what a win on the road by the Houston Rockets. Down 2 games to none. And staring a series that could go awry. With the loss tonight, they come from behind. They beat Utah by 2.
Well, T-Mac, just a gutsy win for your team. Coming in here, getting back in the series on the road. You won 22 games in a row during the regular season. Well, where did you find the heart and will to win this one?
Well, our backs are against the wall. We're down 0-2, losing 2 on our home court. We came into a hostile environment, but we're a very confident group.
You're down in the fourth quarter, less than 3 minutes to play. Everybody's saying, okay, T-Mac does not have a field goal in the fourth quarter in this series. Suddenly you explode. You make the free throws, you get a block, you make a couple field goals, you get a key rebound. What happened in that series?
Nothing at all. I was just more assertive on the offensive end, got myself going. Rayford really helped us out a lot because they really couldn't leave him. So if they was to leave him, he was knocking down shots. It was just one-on-one tonight. And the first 2 games, I was receiving double teams in the fourth quarter.
You get criticized a lot for not being that assertive earlier in a game or throughout the whole game. Why'd you wait so late?
Why? Because we was in the ball game. We was winning. And I was just going with the flow of the game. And when it was time to really take over and insert myself on the offensive end, and that's when I got to step up and do that.
You made this a series now. Carlos Boozer said you weren't going back to Houston. You're guaranteed of doing that now. But what can we expect from you and this team in the game 4?
Well, we just got to look at some film and correct some of the mistakes that we made in this game, and then just come back in game 4. And I think one key is that we got to get off to a great start in this place, and we did that tonight. We went into halftime with a tie ball game. In the previous 7-9 last playoff games, we were trailing. So I think we made some big progress right there, and we just got to do that in the game 4.
All right, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right.